Hello, Coding Brute here, and in the second video of the course, Code a Race Car Game in Pygame Zero, we will be creating the enemies and the score. We are first going to want to open up our car_game.py that we left off for the first video and go to the top of our code where we imported the modules. We are going to want to import a new module called random. So after we import PGZ run and OS, going to want to go down and type in from random import random. Random is a function that you will assign two numbers and it will pick a random number in the range. So let's go down and now define our enemies. So after we define the player, we're going to want to create comment here called the enemies, and first we are going to create the red car. So red car equals actor red car dot position equals random 0 width, so random position from on the x coordinates, and then random negative 1000 negative 75, so random position above the screen. Now let's create the blue car. Blue car equals actor blue car dot position equals, and then we can just copy this red car position and paste it in here. Then we can create our green car. So green car equals actor green car dot position equals, and then we can just get that random position again. Now let's go to our draw function and draw them. So we can now type in red car dot draw, blue car dot draw, and green car dot draw. Now, since they are appearing above the screen and we can't see them, let's move them down. So after we define the rows, we're going to want to go down and create three comments. The red car, the blue car, then the green car. Okay, now let's go to our red car, and before we move them down, let's create a new variable right after we create the player speed called car scroll speed equals 3. Then we can go down, and in our red car, we can go red car dot y plus equals car scroll speed, and we can copy the car scroll speed. Copy it. Then for our blue car dot y plus equals car scroll speed, and then green car dot y plus equals car scroll speed. Now if we run our code, here it is. Now they scroll down, which is exactly what we want. Okay, now let's make sure the cars can't go too far to the left or right of the screen. So now with the red car, we can go if red car dot right is greater than width, red car dot right equals width. And then if red car dot left is less than 0, red car dot left equals 0. Then we can test this by going to our red car, and we can make the x position greater than the width, so we can go 500, and then we can just say the height can be 100. Now if we run our code, it is automatically pushed into the screen. So that is good. Now we can just change it back, and we can copy this red car paste it in the blue car and in the green car. Now let's change it. So if blue, 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 and then for green car, green, 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 green. Okay, now let's make sure that the cars, once they are at the bottom of the screen, get put in a random position at the top of the screen. So in our red car, we can go if red car dot top is greater than height, then red car dot position, and then we can get the random position, copy it, and then equals, and then that random position. And then we can do the same, so copy this, then in our blue car, we can go blue and blue. And then in the green car, green and green. Now let's run our code. Now let's wait for the car to pass by. And let's see if it respawns at the top. And yes, it does respawn. Yep, all 3 cars are spawning. Okay, now let's add some collisions so that the cars don't overlap. So, in our green car, after we reposition the green car, we can go if green car dot colliderect. This is creating basically a box around the green car, and if the box collides with something else, then we do what we tell it to do, and in this case, reposition it. So if green car colliderect blue car, or green car dot colliderect red car, green car dot position, can get that random position, paste it in, and then for the blue car, we only need to do it for the red car, because we already said what would happen if the green car were to collider the blue car, so we can go down and type in if blue car dot colliderect red car, blue car dot position equals, and then paste in that random position. We don't need to do anything for the red car because we've already told what would happen to the blue car and the green car if it were to colliderect with it. Okay, now let's add some collisions for the player. And before we do that, we're going to make some temporary placeholders for game over. So after we make the can beep variable, do game over equals false. Then we can copy the game over, bring it to our update, and then define it in the global variables. Okay, and then after the global variables and before defining the roads, type in if game underscore over return. This will return the function and freeze everything. Okay, now let's go down to the player. After we set boundaries for the player, we're going to go if player dot colliderect green car, or player dot colliderect blue car, or player dot colliderect red car, game over equals true. Okay, now let's test it. Oh, here's a car, and everything now freezes, which is great. Okay, now let's close this down, and now let's add some car passing sounds if the cars pass by the player. So we're gonna go up to where we define our variables and make a red pass variable equals false, blue passed equals false, and then green passed equals false. then we can find them in our update. So red passed, blue passed, and green passed. Okay. Now in our code, in the red car, we'll do this in the red car. Going to want to say if not red passed and red car dot top is greater than player dot bottom, sounds car pass play, and then red passed equals false. And we made this red pass variable, so because if we didn't do it, and the car pass would overlap every single frame, the red car dot top was greater than the player bottom, so it'd make it basically sound like as a robot sound effect. I accidentally typed in false instead of true, so let me just change that to true. Now if we run it, wait for red car. Here it is, one. Just gotta wait. The sound should plays for me. If it doesn't play for you, make sure you name the variables all correctly. And now let's get to adding it for the blue car. So we can just copy this, and after we add some collision presets in the blue car, we are going to want to paste it in. Blue underscore pass. Change it to blue and blue. And then for green, to create the collision presets, green, green, green. But now we need to reset the has passed, or else it'll only play the first time it passes. So back in our red car, going to want to say if red car dot y is less than player dot y, red passed equals false. And then we can do it for the blue car. If blue car dot y is less than player dot y, blue passed equals false. And then for the green car, if green car dot y is less than player dot y, green passed equals false. False. And then if we run our code, plays the green car. Okay, plays for all the cars, which is good. Now, let's add the scoring. So first we're going to want to create a function called add score. But before we do that, we need to create a new variable called score. So we define our car scroll speed variable. After, we're going to want to type in score equals 0. Then we want to go down, down, down. After our reset beat function, we're going to want to create a new function called def add score, and then global score, and then score plus equals 1. Now we need to call it, so before we call pgz.go, we want to type in clock.schedule interval add score 1. So this clock.schedule will schedule to add the score in 1 second. And then if we just did schedule, we'd have to call it manually, but with interval. Once that 1 second has passed and it called the function, it'll wait another second and then call the function again, so we don't have to do it manually. But even when this clock schedule interval has been used, it's still there, and this can create your game to slow down eventually. So we're going to want to type in, before we type in our clock schedule underscore interval, we're going to want to type in clock dot unschedule add score. So this will basically clean it up. And now go up to our def draw and type in screen draw text string score, str score, because you can't add an integer to a string, and then color equals red, and then position equals 420. Now if we run our code, shows up near the edge, and it keeps going up, which is good. Now let's add some more functions to the score, because in the update function, I'm going to make it so every time the score is increased by 10, everything speeds up a little bit. So, after we define our player, let's go. The score, and then go if score, and then this percentage symbol, which is called the modulus operator, would say this. It's basically if the score divided by 10, it gets the remainder of the score divided by 10, which would be, and then we could say equals 0. So if it equals 0 and score does not equal 0, because if you were to divide 0 by 10, the remainder would also be 0, and I don't want to speed it up when the score is at 0, which is the beginning of the game. You can go print as sped up, and then we can add to the car scroll speed, but first we have to define it in the global variables. First score, and then car scroll speed. Then we can scroll down, type in car scroll speed plus equals 0.5, but it would be a little unfair if the player didn't also get a little boost. So we can go here, and where we define our global variables, type in player speed. We don't want it to speed up as fast as the car scroll speed though, or else it would still feel evenly matched. So we can go player speed plus equals 0.25. So a quarter or of 1 and then a half one. So now if we run our code, there is going to be a bug. So let's just wait till it goes up to 10. Zoom, I can move really fast. And why is that? Because every single frame the score is at 10, it adds to the speed. So we need to stop from doing that. So we need to create a new variable called can speed up, and then make it equals true. Then scroll down, and for the score, we can go, after we add to everything, can speed up equals false, and then in here we can go and can speed up. Now if we run it, yes, sorry, I forgot to clear as a in the globals, since we're changing it here. Go up and Now if we run it, it only speeds up once and just a little bit. And it prints has sped up only once. Okay, so that's good. Now, let's do something else. If score greater than 10, we're going to change it to 100 later. But for testing, we're just going to do if score is greater than 10. Score equals 10, and then we're going to want to create a new variable called has1. So in our variables, has1 equals false. Then we can scroll down, and if score equals 10, has1 equals true. Then where we say if game over equals return, we're also going to do if game over or has 1. Then we need to declare as a global variable. Okay, so everything freezes except for the score, which is very simple to stop. But we won't be doing it in this video. It will be done in the next video. So, before we end, we also need to reset the has sped up. So, you can go if score, then the modulus operator, 10 does not equal 0, then can speed up equals true. And then let's move down here and do 100 and 100. Now, if we play it, speeds up a little, which is all good. Okay, our code is working perfectly now, and in the next video, we will be creating the home screen, win screen, lose screen, all that stuff, because these has one and game over are just temporary placeholders. We'll get into the finishing parts next video. Hope you like and subscribe. See you soon.